Thank you, General Scafcroft, for your kind remarks. It's a most distinguished collection of dignitaries and colleagues we have here with us today, and I too would like to extend a very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you to the 28th Annual Conference on U.S.-Turkish Relations. For centuries, Turkey and the United States have shared a true bond of friendship, and we have been staunch allies since World War II. And President Barack Obama's historic visit to Turkey, which emphasized the importance of U.S.-Turkey relations, marks certainly a new chapter in our bilateral relations. This visit highlighted the special relationship that Turkey and the United States share and reaffirmed the importance of cooperation for the advancement of both countries' common goals. As President Abdullah Gül also observed, if we were to make two separate lists of the issues that our countries are interested in, we would see that they are very much alike. And this is what President Obama was referring to when he said that the United States and Turkey can build a model partnership based on common ideals and values, and stressed his eagerness to see this model partnership come true. Ladies and gentlemen, the relationship between our two countries was originally based on a mutual security agenda, as we all know. But it has since diversified into the economic arena, and I believe closer economic ties between our two countries can only further our deep-rooted friendship. The Turkish-American Business Council was established with a mission to foster and promote bilateral trade and economic relations between our two countries. This mission is more crucial than ever today, since we are living through the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. With her GNP of almost $800 billion, Turkey is very much a part of the global economy. And even though we have not been as hard by the economic downturn as the US, it would be unwise to claim that we have not been hit at all. Nonetheless, even in such a bleak economic climate, economic relations between our two countries have made considerable headway, and I'll give you a few examples on this. In February of this year, HP announced with Foxconn plans for the sourcing of PCs made in Turkey to meet the growing demand, not just in Turkey, but also in the Middle East. This is an expected investment of $60 million and will create up to 2,000 new jobs. Microsoft's regional headquarters, covering 79 countries, is in Turkey, and recently the company opened an innovation center to collaborate with public and private institutions on improving their R&D and culture of innovation. In March, Coca-Cola announced plans to establish a research and development center in Turkey, and the country is already one of the shining stars for the company. Ford Otosan, Koç Holdings' joint venture with Ford, will export 35,000 units of Transit Connect vans to the United States, and the first shipment sailed from Turkey only 2 weeks ago. Retail electronics giant Best Buy is entering the Turkish market this year and will open its first store in Izmir in October. And it expects to open 2 further stores before the end of this year, and each store is expected to generate about 150 new jobs. Turkish Airlines announced in May a $1.4 billion order to buy 5 model 777-300 extended range aircraft from Boeing. And of course, Boeing is in competition for a major 105 aircraft deal that Turkish Airlines expect to close before the end of this year. During this April's International Defense Industry Fair in Istanbul, Lockheed Martin signed contracts with 3 Turkish companies, namely Aselsan, Alp Aviation, and Kale Aero, to manufacture certain parts of the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. And as the third F-35 transitions into full-rate production, opportunities for Turkish companies will only continue to increase. And again at IDEF, Sikorsky and Alp Aviation signed an MOU to establish Alp Aviation as a qualified supplier of international Black Hawk helicopter transmission systems. There are many, many other examples, of course, but if I count them all, we would be here for a while. So what's important here is that we have come a long, long way, even in these tough times. And already existing companies like GE, Citibank, and Cisco have reiterated their confidence in Turkey numerous times since the crisis hit. So it's not all doom and gloom, but we can do much and much better. And it is my firm belief that given the quality, experience, and reputation of the participants, we'll have a very, very productive conference this year and explore new ways of economic partnership between our two countries. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend my gratitude to the committee chairs, board members, and our hardworking staff both at ATC and TAIC for all they've done to facilitate this conference this year, and to our members for their friendship, and to our sponsors for their generous financial support. None of this would be possible without you. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct pleasure to present to you the Vice President of TOB, the Union of Chambers and Commodity Exchanges of Turkey, and the President of the Istanbul Chamber of Commerce, my dear friend, Dr. Murat Yalçıntaş. Please.